Sorry, your voice is not coming.
So we need to have the coding, whatever the designing has been done, we have to write the code for that thing. Then there is a testing, very important phase. Testing is the very important phase, because whatever we have designed, whatever we have coded, then we have in a particular programming language, then we have to, before delivering our software to the customer, we have to test it. We have to test the software, that is it working properly, is there any error. We want that there should not be any error, there should not be any fault, and it should be robust. It should not it should be able to deal with the errors and faults, so that there is no failure in a software. So that thing is done in the testing. So we have to do all these topics one by way. So let us see what after what we will cover today. The next thing we will be covering on the next lecture. So I start with the interface designing now. Now the interface designing is very important part, because all the inputs which are to be given to the your software, it has to be given from the user, and user interacts with the software time to time. So output, what your software produces, the output, it has to be taken by the user itself. So there should be a proper interaction between a user and your system, that is your software system or the product. For that we need the interface designing. So what good interface is? First of all, it should be very simple. There can be different types of interfaces. Command level interface where the commands are given. Then we have the GUI interface where the menu driven interfaces are there. So we have to see what type of interface we want to design. Nowadays, basically, generally the GUI interface are designed which supports the customer, because it is more interactive. It has many buttons, many tools are available, windows are available. So where various dialog boxes are available, pop-ups are available, menus are available, different radio buttons are available, check boxes are available, widgets are available in the GUI base. So we have to see what is different types of design we can generate, that the interface design, either a command based or menu based or GUI based. So it is one of the important, it should not be neglected thing. It is very important part of your whole software process. So we have to see, you have to note down what are the, I have already uploaded the whole you can say document about the interface designing. So it is more of reading portion than understanding. Coding and testing are basically for the understanding part. So what we have to do is, we have to see what are the good features, what are the features of good design, good interface design. So it should use means interface should be such is present in front of customer's eye or the user's eye. So it should not memorize again all the things. Means if the menu is there, it should be displayed properly. What are the different options are there? Then if it is the cascaded menu, then arrow should be there. Then everything is in front of the user. So user need not to memorize each and everything, and it should be very flexible. Means it can, if the menu bar or the cascading menu is not open, it should open either left side or either the right side. It should be upward or it should be the down. The navigational properties should be there. It should have good navigational properties. So this thing, what you have to do, I have given you the notes. You will go through that note. screen, but detail part that you have to go yourself. It is very easy portion. And what are the different tools available in the graphical user interface? Like what is widget, what is radio button, what is check boxes, what is option, what is menu, what is cascade menu. That you have been doing MS Word or using your computer starting from many years. So that I will not go in detail. That you will study yourself and you know about that. That what are the widgets, what are the templates, what are the design, what are different, what do you mean by layout. So interface design takes care of all the things what I have taught now. That is what is type of orientation you need. You need a landscape, you need a portrait. So all the things which will be visible to the user through that is taken care in the interface design. So this portion you have to do yourself. Then we will be coming for a coding. So whatever the design document we have designed up till now, that document will be input for the coding. Whatever the different modules we have designed in a modular approach we have done during the design, that we go for the modular approach. And for each module, we create a each function. So each function has to be now coded. The whole implementation of your product depend upon your function. What different types of functions, what different types of operations your project can do. And we have to design all the operations. Now we have to write the code. We have already designed in a design chapter. Now we have to write the code for that particular thing. So that is done in the help of coding. And one thing is this, the all the programmer or the different expert, they do the coding in their different manner. All have its own manner. How many number of parameters you want to declare. So there is a different coding style. So there is no restriction on a coding style. But one thing is sure that it should be optimum. We should see that your coding style, it should give you the optimum results. But there is no restriction on a coding style. Each person or each expert has its own coding style. We have done different types of coding, how to measure the size of any program of code written, what are feature point metric, what are LOC, what is function point metric. So size, so as the expert changes, style changes, so that feature also keep on changing. It is a dynamic in nature. After writing the code, we have to review the code. That is code review is done. Sorry. So in code review can be done. Two methods are there. One is code walkthrough. And second is code inspection. So what is the main aim of code walkthrough and code inspection? We have written the code, and there if the product is very large, so its code will be, number of lines will be very high. So some mistakes, because it is a tendency of the human to err. So error can be made by the human by mistake, intentionally or unintentionally, error can be there. So we have to first detect those errors. So that detection of errors is done in a code review. So it can be done either a code walkthrough and or the code inspection. So code walkthrough, it is, you can say, a casual way of looking into the code. There can be a group of you can say not fully expert, you can expert or second level persons also, and you can ask them, just go through. Suppose I have written something and I ask my student to just have a look on, just have an overview, just go through what I have written, and whatever the error, the general error you find out, you just tell me. So it is a type of code walkthrough. Then code inspection is done, though it is informal analysis of all the code. So we have to go through the code inspection, where each and every line of the code is inspected, and we try to detect, is there any error. So these are the two important things I will discuss during my sharing the presentation on this topic, that what is code walkthrough and what code inspection. So general view of code walkthrough and code inspection is, it is a casual approach of the code walkthrough. You just write the code, and team of expert, it was go team of the people persons go through your code, and they find if some major errors can be seen there. But in a code inspection, it is a little bit more in depth, looking into the errors of the different modules what we have designed, and we have to also trace in which portion the error is there. So once code walkthrough and code inspection is done, means we have done what we have done. We have detected the errors. So detection of error is done with the help of code review, that is code walkthrough and the code inspection. Next important step, one we have detected the errors, then we have to debug the errors. So next step is debugging. Debugging means, well, all the errors which have been detected through code walkthrough and code inspection, now we have to remove those errors. So we have to remove before presenting for the testing phase. Going into the testing phase, we have to testing your software product. So we have to debug that. So debugging is, then there are different means finding out the bugs have been found. Now we have to remove the bugs or errors. So that is the important thing in that is the debugging. So there is also a concept before going to the testing. There is a concept of, one is there is error, one is fault. I am just telling what we will do today. Fault, and then is failure. So error, while writing the code, some data type is given zone. We have declared some variable, no value is given. So that type of is error. Then fault is while typing and something, we did some make a major fault, and they may lead to the failure also system. So if your system stops working, does not giving result, then it will result into the failure. Then there are some important term we will be doing is verifying or verification and validation. So verification is the term, like there is a whole your software is there. There are different, you can say coding has been done, and coding is also done in modules. There are different coding for different modules. So verification means you have to check each module properly, and you have to find some there error is not, and you have to remove that error. That is the verification. And the validation is done after all the verification has been done. Then you have to see overall product is working properly or not. That is known as the validation. The overall product is error free. Error free, that is validation. Checking each and every module for its working, that is known as the verification. So when we will do verification and validation, I will also give the example. Sometimes the product is very good. It is working very properly, verified. Means syntax, if you're talking about the syntax or the technique, it is very good. But sometimes it is not valid. I will just give you the simple example. Suppose there is a very good music director, that is the A.R. Rahman. So he had composed some music, very good music, and you can not find any error or any fault in his music, and it is a chart buster music. So means that music, taking into account all the notes of the music and all the rags of the music, that piece what he have made, and it is running chart buster. It is very good. It is verified that it is very good. All the technicalities have been taken into account, and it sounds very good. But if you play that music in any gurdwara or any mandir, then it is not valid there. So though verification, there is no error, there is no fault, it is very good. But playing that product in somewhere else in a gurdwara or mandir, then it is not valid. So validation is that the product is running properly. Error free means, is it suitable to the environment for which it is made? It is working there properly. Though verified, it is verified, but is it valid to take into account this product for this particular customer? All needs, all the things what customer wanted, is it there? Because the customer or the persons in the gurdwara will not want that type of music. So it is to see whether the what the demands of the customer was, is it doing all the things? Though it is very good, is it going all the demands of the customer? But as we see the person in a mandir and gurdwara, their demand is different type of music, like religious or divine music, not another type. So though that music is very good, but it is not valid in that particular place. So this is difference between the verification and the validation. Next topic what we will be doing in this chapter is testing. So after debugging, then we test the software that is it working properly throughout before going to the customer. So we need a testing. So how the testing is there? There is a software is there. We give some input to the software and we take the output. And this output is all the things, all the measures of testing. If it gives okay, then your software is good. There are different measures which has to be tested, and it has to be tested with the output. And it is done, the some part of the testing is done at the developer end, some part of the testing is done at the non-customers before launching to the customers, the non-persons. Then some of the testing is done at the customer end, at the user end. So there are different types of testing. The basis of testing of different types is different. So very important types of testing, you can say. You will hear that this type of testing. First of all, I have also told about that we have to find the errors. Now to finding the errors, we have to make your code go through some test cases. We generate some test cases, testing cases. We test your code through generating the test case, and test case is the combination of ISO. This you will see in detail during my presentation. So ISO test case has been generated. So test case find one type of error, but in a code, it is having different types of module. So it may have different types of error. To deal with different types of error, we made different test cases. Not a case, now test cases. Now this different types of test cases may be test case 1, test case 2, test case 3, up till test case n. So these are the test cases. Now for particular code, we combine these three. T1, test case 2, test case 3. So it will make test. It will make one test suite. So from test cases, the combination of test cases give the test suite. There can another test suite also if we have T3, T4, and T5 combination. It is another test suite. So test case find out one type of error. So your code or your overall product, it is very lengthy in code. Different modules are there. So different types of errors we generate. So each type of test cases we have to generate whose aim is to capture a one particular type of error. So the combination of all the test cases, different test cases, is known as the test suite. So how to generate these test cases? It is according to this. There are two types of testing. One type of testing is known as black box testing. And another type of testing is known as white box testing. So here black box testing, here we make the test case. We here it is, you can say, we take into account the functional specification to generate the test cases through black box method. We take into account the functional specifications, means what function your software has to be, what functions your software is supposed to do. So we have to see the functional specification. We made the test cases through which we try to capture those errors which hinders some functional operations. And in white box testing, we take into account the structural specifications. Here we take into account the structural specifications. So here the test cases are generated which capture the errors due to some structural specification. And in black box testing, uh, we make a test cases which will help in capturing the errors due to some functional specification. So this is difference between black box testing and the white box testing. Then there are different levels of testing. In levels of testing, we have unit testing, we have integration testing, and we have system testing. So in unit testing, what happens? Just see, suppose this is your software produce, and there are different modules. We have written code for module 1, module 2, module 3, and module 4. So code has been written. So unit testing is individually you will test module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4 and find the errors and debug them. So that type of testing is unit testing. Integration testing is after doing that you will combine M1 and M2 and just see because many things are dependent. There can be cohesion and coupling. What you have studied in designing, that there is a cohesion. The functional strength of a module is known as cohesion and interdependency among the module is known as coupling. So due to coupling, when you combine M1 and M2, are they working properly? That is, we are integrating now. We are integrating M1 with the M2 module. The code of M1 is being integrated with the code of M2. So after this result is okay, then we will combine this result with this. That is, we will combine M1, M2 and M3. Now we will see is there is a proper data coupling is there. So we are integrating one module by one module. If it is okay, then we will integrate M4. So this type of integration means combining the module because we have done the coupling, because there are interdependence between the modules. So that type of testing is known as, it is among the levels of testing. This is known as integration testing. And the system testing means when we have combined all the modules, then we overall test your whole system as a whole. That type of testing is known as system testing. And we have different further type, how to integrate, what further types of integration testing, further types of system testing. So therefore this chapter is little bit lengthy. It will take 2 lectures. So today's lecture is basically I am giving the overview of what are the different types of testing. Then we have alpha beta testing also and acceptance testing. So alpha beta testing, or you can say different types of testing, what I will say performance testing are there. Then alpha beta testing is type of testing which is at the developer's end, and there is the final acceptance testing at the user's end or the customer's end. So we will see that type of testing. Then we have the stress testing, we have the performance testing, we have the robust testing, we have mutation testing, we have you can say regression testing. So these different types of testing will what we will discuss in a coming lecture. So but was my aim up till now was you should know what is the activities which are carried out in the whole process. So I will again sum up all the activities before sharing my screen. So after designing, we have to do first interface designing. After interface designing, we have to write the code. Then under coding, we have to do the code review. In code review, we have code walkthrough and code inspection. Then errors are found. We detect the errors through this method. Then debugging is done. Then testing. So testing also starts here. The black, because test cases are there for detecting the error. So there is some overlapping also. Testing starts from here only. So different types of testing what we have done now. So here because the test cases are generated, we make a black box testing and the white box testing to generate the test cases which will capture the errors. So this is whole thing, and Then we will come to the main testing, the overall testing approaches, system testing, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, then regression testing, performance testing, stress testing, mutation testing, then seed, error seeding. So all the concepts we will do in a coming lecture. So today I will start now the sharing of the screen, what we have done today up till now. Then we start, then we will also have some polls. What we will do complete today, we will have some polls now. Now I will ask Madhu ma'am to come to me. Madhu ma'am. So I'm going to share the screen now. Just wait for a minute. So we will go with the poll. So all must go through this poll. So two questions are there, very simple questions. So 20 students have polled up till now, up to 57. So be fast. Thank you. 36 students have polled, 37. So I will wait for 20 seconds more. So I'm going to end the poll. 5 students still left. So just see the result of your poll. So answer was the 3 for the first question, and for the second question answer was no. Let's go for second poll. There are two questions about the code review. So go through this poll, be fast. So if you have heard the lecture properly, then you can very easily answer these questions. So the second question, two things are right. Whether they detect and debug also or not. It is not only detecting, it is also asked, they also debug before testing. Code walkthrough and code inspection, detect and debug. Do they debug or this thing is asked? So you have to see very minutely, you have to see the statement, what is asked. So 37 have polled, 20 is still, 18 students have not polled. I'm going to end the poll in 15 seconds now. 10 students still left. Four students left. I'm going to end the poll now. Now see the result. The answer for the first question was both of above, and most of them you given the right answer. And the second question answer was false, because code walkthrough and code inspection only detect. They do not do the debugging. They only detect the error, and how to resolve the error, they do not take care of that. So here you have given the wrong answer, many of you. Now go for the poll number 3. Poll number 3. Is it coming? Poll. So again, two questions are there. Start now. Start polling. 10 students have polled. What about others? 20 students have polled up till now. 30 students. Very easy poll. Only two options are there. You have to select one. 4 students left now, and I will end the poll in 10 seconds. So I'm just ending the poll. Now see the result. The answer for the first question was true. It is already done. 91% have you given the right answer. And for the second was false, because it is an informal technique. And 91% have you given the right answer. Next poll. So two questions again. One is the filling blanks. So dash is an incorrect state entered during program execution. So the mistake is being made during the execution of a program. First question. And second question is, a test suite is a triplet. So test suite is a combination of test cases. So just see test suite is a triplet or test case is a triplet. Be fast. 10 students still left. So very less student have polled for the second question. Be fast. It is about test suit, not a test case. So see the result. So answer is the fault for first question and second question was false because a test case is a triplet, not a test suit. Test suit is a combination of test cases. So I have not asked. I am not asking whether a test case is a triplet. I have asked test suit is a triplet. So it was a false. Next poll. Go for this poll. Be fast. So I'm just launching the poll. Just wait. 30 seconds have passed and nobody have polled up till now. 10 students have polled. First question is about verification definition, whether it is true or false. And second question is which is not a type of debugging. I'm not asking which is a type. I'm asking which is not a type of debugging. 20 students have polled up till now. Be fast. Half the time is over for the poll. 12 students left now. 3 students left now. I'm going to end the poll now in 10 seconds. 3 students still left. 1 student left now. I'm going to end the poll. So just see the answer. So first answer 100% right. You have all given the right answer. The second answer was forward tracking and 91% have given here because the right answer was the back tracking. Forward tracking is not any method. Now last poll of the day. Last poll of the day. Go through the last poll of the day. 10 students have given their poll. 30 students have polled up till now. What about others? So two questions in this poll, question number 1 and question number 2. First is about the black box testing. Another question is about the structural testing. Five students left. Just give a poll. So today our lecture was started little bit late, therefore I have taken more time. So very give you thanks to cooperation so that our syllabus is up to date and we do not miss any time. So very good show from you all students that you all attended the lecture and there was a good strength today. So just I'm going to end the poll. And I'm very happy today. Most of the poll is good except one question. Out of 10 question, 9 question you have given very good answer. So here the first answer was functional specification and the second answer was white box testing. So one answer was not properly given by all of you, but 9 answers are given very good. So good show by you all today. So I'm happy with you for today's good performance, students. Keep it on, and we will again meet the next Wednesday again with the new topic of the testing. We will do with the testing part 2. Thank you for today. So have a good day, all of you.